right now it is the night before my very first ultrasound.
How are we feeling?
I'm shaking and I'm nauseous.
It's a complete waiting for the other shoe to drop feeling.
I'm excited because it's another touch point, like a reality check.
And you're just used to always getting a bad result.
Part of me is like, I wouldn't have it any other way, but it's like, no, I would.
Infertility robs you of ignorantly thinking that everything is going to be fine. Hello, my friends. You guys will probably not be able to tell, but I feel like I have not picked up the camera in so long, mostly because we have so much back footage of all of the events that have happened, including transfer day, 2-week wait. Oh gosh, I was like filming the stuff that I was eating and drinking in the 2-week wait in case that was interesting to literally anybody. Our transfer day, prepping for our transfer day, like there's just so much. So I feel like there's already so much content that I'm editing and putting out, but also a week from like today, like a week ago today, is when I just started feeling really sick during the day. I don't want to say really sick because I have not thrown up, which I am so grateful for. I'm knocking on wood right now, but it is just knocking me out. I feel nauseous pretty much all the time, except if I'm eating something, like actively eating something and making sure there's something in my stomach, that's when it's better. But I wouldn't say there's any full relief unless I'm sleeping. Even picking up the camera right now, I was like, I will regret if I don't do it, but I'm not gonna lie, getting up off this couch and going to get the camera sounded very difficult. But right now it is the night before my very first ultrasound as a pregnant woman. This is so crazy. And of course I have thoughts, and I've had these thoughts for the past like 2-ish weeks or so, but we had like some things to get us through, like a second beta draw, you know, and stuff like that, and telling my mom and dad, and like there were really fun things. But I think we've been waiting technically 2 weeks since the beta draw, like the second one, for this 6-week ultrasound. And during those 2 weeks there have been a lot of roller coaster thoughts. I so badly want to say that I have been nothing but living in the most dreamiest, elated, walking on sunshine, cloud 9 world that I have ever experienced in my life for the past 2 weeks. I wish I could say that, and that's definitely part of it, especially when we first found out, and especially with the beta numbers. Like, they were so good. But I feel like what I am about to say will resonate with those that have struggled with infertility, no matter what that journey has looked like for you all. But I had a lot of trouble putting it into words when everything kind of died down. My parents knew there was nothing really to look forward to except for waiting for this ultrasound. I was trying so hard to put it into words as to like why I wasn't just so over the moon and like so excited and just being like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for the nursery and I can't wait for all these things. Like, I couldn't figure it out. I was like, why isn't it as perfect and like amazing as even the day that we first found out? Like, why do I have this like not excited feeling or not like perfectly elated feeling in my chest? And finally, after talking it through with Jack, it's a complete waiting for the other shoe to drop feeling. And that sounds really depressing because I feel like I should be so excited. I feel like I should be, again, like all of those feelings. I feel like it should be nothing but excitement. But the thing is, and if you've gone through your own journey, again, I think you'll relate to this, it has taken 3 years to get here. 3 years with 0 positive pregnancy tests and countless in 3 years trying to get pregnant, countless disappointments, not just countless negative pregnancy tests and that disappointment, but disappointments in how many eggs we got, or how many embryos, or how many follicles I was growing, and IUIs, and just like literally the amount of really, really high highs and really, really low lows that we've experienced in the past 3 years to get here. It's like I'm finally here, but there has to be something bad around the corner, and I don't want to think that way. I literally don't want to give that thought any energy at all, but I think that's exactly what it is. It's after fighting so hard for this one thing, and you're just used to always getting a bad result and then having to look forward to the next thing. We were always fighting forward. In the past 3 years, we were always looking to the next treatment cycle, or if we were in the next treatment cycle, we were looking towards the next step in order to ultimately get to this point. And now that we're at this point, and the next steps are really just blood work, ultrasounds, you know, these things. It's not fighting for a goal anymore, because then like we're in the goal. And when I only know how to pick myself back up from heartbreak to move forward and to fight forward again and try again, it's really bizarre living in a reality where that's not what I have to do next. It feels very strange. And on the flip side of that, it's like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's like I'm waiting for the next disappointment, and I'm waiting for the next thing. And even though everything looks so good and my numbers look so good, infertility robs you of ignorantly thinking that everything is going to be fine. And who knows? I am channeling, and I'm so happy I have these other videos to edit, because looking back at past Mac and Jack, they were channeling that lucky girl syndrome. No matter what, they were like, yes, we have lucky girl syndrome. Everything always works out for us. Like, this has to work out for us. Like, we were so lucky girl syndrome focused, and I loved that for us. And so I'm trying to keep that in our hearts. But I can't help but feel all of these things instead of just ignorant bliss. I can't help but feel these other things, having had the journey that we did to get here. I say this all the time when Jack and I are talking, or if we're talking with my parents, like, if I just got pregnant like we had planned to, you know, we tried for a few months and then we fell pregnant on our own, I would never be aware of anything that could happen in the first bits of pregnancy. I would never be aware of any other stories of horrific things happening, and I would just not be aware of any other people's journeys as far as infertility goes. And I would be blissfully ignorant. I would go into every ultrasound knowing that everything was going to be totally fine. Like, why wouldn't it be? But even though we don't have a history of loss ourselves, being in the infertility space and having been to a clinic for the past, this will be our 2nd year, but just being in this space and being so much more aware of infertility in general and things that could happen, it just makes me a little more wary. It made me wary for our beta. Even though I knew those tests looked so good, it made me wary for our 2nd beta, even though, again, our tests looked so good. And it's making me wary for the 6-week ultrasound. And so I just needed to share those things, because I feel like all we see are people going into their 6-week ultrasound being like, yay, there's baby, this is so exciting. And although it is, and it's beautiful, and I hope, and with everything in me, I know that that's going to be us tomorrow. I just thought it might be beneficial and comforting to know my inner dialogue and thoughts heading into tomorrow, because I'm nervous, and I wish that I was just excited. I wish that I was one of those women that could be just excited for their 6-week ultrasound. I really do, but I know it's going to be fine. Jack says it's going to be fine, so it has to be fine. Everything is looking good. I freaking am sick as a dog, so whatever's going on in there is wreaking havoc, and I can't wait to see that little bean who wreaks havoc on my life every day since last week. Hopefully it won't last too long, but pray for me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I have Jack with me now.
Hell yes. How are we feeling?
I'm shaking and I'm nauseous, and I don't know if I'm nauseous from being nauseous or nauseous from being anxious. I don't know. I'm like mostly excited. Like I don't feel dread, which is good. But like we've never been here before, like at this point. Like,
It's new.
yeah, the last time, like with the transfer, like everything else had been like, oh, we've done this before. Between IUIs and between egg retrievals and then transfers, like we've done that before, and like now we're at this point where this is new. What are you feeling right now?
Nervous excitement?
Me too, yeah.
It's like the jitters. I'm excited because this is another touch point, like a reality check.
Yeah, and we
that-
haven't had one for a few weeks.
Exactly. So I'm very excited to have that again
Yeah.
and see our little bean.
Oh, I just want to see the bean.
Let's go see the bean.
Terrified. We're a little confused because our clinic doesn't call anything like graduation day or anything like that, but I am pretty dang sure that this, if everything goes well, which it will because we have lucky girl syndrome and everything always works out for us, I think that's it. Like I think after this they don't have anything else for us. Like I think after this we go to our OB, which I have set up the appointments. I called them and let them know, and they gave me all these appointments to like go back there and stuff like that. But I didn't realize that this might be the last time. So like that also has like weird emotions attached to it. Like we will be, oh my god, I'm gonna like cry thinking about it. Like we're gonna be like driving away today from a place where like we've just been for the last over, I don't even know, like a year, and like we're driving away having the thing that we came here for.
Mm-hmm.
I never would have thought that that would happen. You hope, but it's like, oh yeah, I don't think that part set in where like this might be actually like
This could be it.
graduation day
Yeah.
that people call it.
You're getting your diploma.
Yeah, like we did it, we don't need to be here anymore, we graduated, it's time to go. I don't want to go, I want them to care for me. They've been amazing. I know how things work here.
I don't think it's goodbye.
No, we'll be back
Absolutely.
for our next one.
All our little
You know?
embryos are still there.
Oh yeah, all our M babies, I still feel attached to the clinic.
How cool is it at this point in your journey? Like I know you know everything, you got comfortable. Like at first it was like so new and so wild and so different. Not the norm, as you would say.
Mm-hmm.
But now you just get to pick up where everyone goes to have a baby.
Yeah, I think that's really complex as well.
That's pretty wild.
Because like, I don't feel like everyone.
Yeah.
Because of like everything we had to do to get to a place where most people statistically just get to start.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't feel like that. Part of me is like, I wouldn't have it any other way, but it's like, no, I would. Like if I could take back not having to go through this to start a family, I think I would, but the lessons and what we've gained from this journey are so valuable. But it's weird, like I don't think I would ever want to have to do these things to start a family. Like it's
Sure.
weird,
Yeah.
but I can still appreciate the things that we have taken from it individually and in our relationship. And like I am not the same person as I was when we started trying in 2020.
Mm.
You know, and I
Same.
would be so different if we had just gotten pregnant totally by ourselves, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate the people that we are now
Mm-hmm.
because of what we've been through. That's my rant on that. That was a good question.
Excellent.
Let's go see the bean.
Let's go!
Oh my god, I'm shaking. Literally shaking. I'm
Need your
gonna
bag?
throw up. You guys?
Look at that photo shoot. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
That's wild.
Do you see?
Show all the Chick-fil-A lines.
Oh my god. Guys, Chick-fil-A, I'm pregnant. You guys.
Got little chicken nugs in
We've had a moment to ourselves. We drove from the clinic to Chick-fil-A just in awe. Mostly because I'm absolutely starving, and if I don't get if I don't get food in my belly,
there. It will be catastrophic.
absolutely catastrophic. How are you feeling after this?
I am so excited. I also have to pee like a racehorse.
Oh baby, you should have gone at the clinic.
I know, I did not expect this line. This is my favorite checkpoint yet. That's how I feel.
That's how you feel?
Because I got
Why is it your favorite?
I physically see the little bean that's growing inside of you. You know, like there's little like reminders or like physical things like you getting nauseous and like
Yeah.
different stuff like that that's like makes it real.
Yeah.
And like telling your parents and stuff, but like literally physically seeing the heartbeat and
That
the little being inside of you was like, oh my gosh,
insane.
it's happening.
We had like the best ultrasound tech ever. She's like had us a few times. She like remembers us whenever we like go back, and we were there when she was being trained in this office specifically. Like she's always been an ultrasound tech, but like she was just being onboarded to the clinic's like official team, and we were like her patients for a little bit as she was getting trained. And so for her to like be the one to tell us and like be there, she's just so sweet. So literally, like, we wanted to take a video of like the heart rate and all of that stuff, but she said, unfortunately, I can't let you do that. And we figured, because there are like signs and stuff about like no video recording, but you know, you want to ask. Plus, like the doctor, like head doctor of the clinic, let us take a video of like our like embryo transfer. So I was like, maybe they just let us get like close up on the screen. Like maybe that's a thing they let us do. When I heard that she was printing pictures for us, I was like really excited.
Me too.
But when we walked in, I just started getting so shaky, and she was like, how are you feeling? And I was like, I have never felt this level of excitement and nerves at the same time. And she was like, I totally get it. And she just let us know what to expect, like immediately. She was like, you're 6 weeks and 4 days, 5 days. So I was like, 6 weeks and 5 days. She was like, at this point, we're looking for a heart rate. We're looking for a yolk sac, or like, you know, basically like it in the uterus. And we're going to measure, and you know, if it's there, then this is what we'll expect. That's what we're looking for, and we'll go from there. And I was like, oh my God, it's literally like what I knew. I was like, it's either gonna be there or it's not. I laid down and I'm like shaking, getting in the chair. As soon as she started the ultrasound, I saw a black hole, and I was like, gosh, please let there be something in there.
Right.
Because I've seen pictures and video of things when it's not in there, you know? And I was like, I know there might be a hole, like what I'm calling like a black hole, but like, please let there be a baby in there. And almost immediately when I saw the black hole, but then she moved the ultrasound thing a little bit, I saw something white on the side. And that's when she immediately, before she took any measurements, pictures, anything, she said, there is a baby in there and there is a heartbeat. And I lost it. I blacked out. I truly blacked out. At that point, Jack was sitting on like a chair, and you like immediately stood up.
I wasn't ready. It was so fast.
Yeah.
Like, literally Wanda went in, and like, I didn't even have a second. Like, I'm preparing myself. I'm like, all right, we're gonna explore here, because like,
we're gonna try to look for the baby.
yeah, because like Mac's ovary hides, and like they have to like push and like do all this like stuff to like find it.
So he's thinking there needed to be like a second to find something.
Right, no, it was right there. It was like, what?
Yeah, Jack was like, and I'm up.
And we're watching.
And like, I just remember put her hand on my knee, and she was like, you are pregnant and there is a heartbeat and the baby is looking good. Let's take some measurements. Let's do this. But she was like, congratulations. She was there for the moment.
Yeah.
And like, she wasn't just like super technical and being like, yep, hold on, let me get my things and let me do this. Like, she was just like letting us take that in. And I think that's just like so special about like a clinic, and just that everyone knowing what this means to you, you know, like they've been here for everything. And the thing is, like, I remember laying there and it just didn't feel real at all, because when we'd go in to like measure follicles, or just any ultrasound that I would have to do, follicles, lining, anything, I imagined it being this appointment, but it was never real. It was never real. We were doing ultrasounds for all of these different things with the hope of getting here. And so when she's saying those words, I just like lost it. Like, I was just like, oh my God, this is happening for us now. Like, this is our turn. This is our time. The heart rate is 153, which she said they were looking for a heart rate above 100. And she said anything between 100 and 180 is exactly what they like to see. So we are doing really well. And I want to show you guys some pictures. The top thing there is the yolk sac. Even though it looks like a head, it is not. The baby is attached to the yolk sac. So this is our little bean right there, attached to its yolk sac. This is when they were measuring the heart rate, and I don't know if it recorded the heart rate there, but I know for a fact it's 153. But that was like,
it did. It's on there.
Is it?
Yeah, you should be able to see 153 in one of these things. I've seen it.
You saw it?
Yeah, ventricle, fetal heart rate.
Oh, 153! It says it, guys. I wish I could see more of like the anatomy with these, because like my app has like such a detailed picture of like what our baby looks like this week. My app makes the baby look like a mini dinosaur. I'm 6 weeks
really
and
does.
4 days, it says right now. I think the next step after we get this lovely lunch in my belly is to give my mom a call, because she asked last night, she was like, what time is the photo shoot? She was calling the baby a photo shoot. And I don't know, I'm personally just very weird. I don't think I'm weird. I just have this thing where I don't tell anybody specific dates, or if I do tell them a specific date of like when something is happening, I don't give any specific time, because if I don't have good news, I don't want someone to know like she went in at 11:15, she should have the news by now, you know, and like know that like it happened, and wondering if it's bad or good. Like I need the time for myself,
right,
to just have if it wasn't good before I like give anybody a call. So just like anyone out there knowing that I might be like in distress, I just don't enjoy that. So that's why like the delay in social media is really good for me, just in case I need time. And it proved like really, really good when our first transfer didn't work, because we had like a ton of time to just process that information, you know. But it is good news, and it's gonna stay good news, and everything is gonna be fine, and like the baby is so perfect. Literally everything is perfect. It's perfect. As soon as we were done with the ultrasound, they didn't take my blood work, which I thought they were gonna take my blood work, but it was just ultrasound today. And then we went and we saw the PA, and she gave me a sticky note. We're gonna stop estradiol and progesterone at 10 weeks both. So on 3/29 is when we will stop. So we're gonna have to travel with needles to Sam's wedding.
Wow. I'm glad nothing has to be refrigerated.
I was just thinking that. And then she asked about my nausea, and I said like basically keeping my belly full. She was like, honestly, that's like first line defense, like just keep your belly full. But honestly, I'm feeling really lucky at this point in time that it's just keeping my belly full instead of like not being able to eat anything. But she gave me the magic concoction for nausea, is getting vitamin B6 pills and doing 25 milligrams of that 3 times a day, and then Unisem 25 milligrams at bedtime, and the tablet specifically, not like the gel capsules. I guess that is just like the pinnacle of just how to keep nausea down. And I'm so glad that she said that, because we'll just get it to have on hand, because she said it is early and there are chances for things to get a little spicier. That's what she said.
I like how she said that.
Yeah. Let's call Mom and Dad.
Okay.
Mom is waiting. I just know it.
I was about to call you, honestly.
Honestly, she's trying so hard probably not to. Oh no.
No, I definitely can't drink my water.
No, it's like way far away.
She's
Feels so formal. Can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Dad just went out though. But oh my god. You guys, when it got past noontime, I was having a freaking heart attack. I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. And I haven't said anything to Dad, but I've been a mess.
We've been talking. We're like, we gotta call your mom. She's like on the edge of her seat. Like,
we're like, she's dying.
She's probably so stressed right now.
Look. The thing you think is a head is the yolk sac.
Okay.
So you can kind of see they drew a like word that says yolk next.
Oh yeah, I see it.
And then this long thing is all baby.
That's the bean.
Yeah, and that's its yolk sac that will turn into its placenta.
Oh my god.
And that's the baby. But that's...
Oh my god. Well, no, can you tell me the story, if you mind?
Yeah.